Hello, welcome to the Villa View match preview show in association with One Football, your one-stop shop for all your footballing statistical needs. As a Villa fan, all you have to do is download the app and you'll be able to go through each squad member and have a look at their statistics from the season so far, as well as keeping up with the news and views and all sorts of other things.
To basically check out the latest stats about Aston Villa, you can scroll through it and pick out all the details, whether you want to look at the league table, you want to see how many passes did John Terry make in the last game. This app essentially has it all inside and it's a great partnership for us, and hopefully you guys can get involved with it as well, downloading the One Football app and checking out the opposition, checking out some of the Aston Villa players and the stats.
Like a bad strike partnership, as usual, Matt and I's schedules cannot possibly align, so we had to record separately once again for this preview show. We're going to start off with some views on the opposition from the one and only Matthew Lynch.
So, as Dan has said, I'm going to be talking you through Barnsley and all you need to know ahead of the game. Barnsley going into the game having won 3-2 at Derby midweek in an impressive performance, I must say. Tom Bradshaw scoring, and he is actually their top scorer as well this season. Obviously ex-Walsall, a guy that I really like. They sit only a few places above us in the league, winning twice this season in the league, drawing once and losing 3 times. Shaky start for them, but when you've lost so many key players over the past 6 months, the likes of Conor Hourihane, who'll be returning to his old stomping ground once again, the likes of Marley Watkins, the really important players for them, James Bree as well. They've lost some really important players. So for them, it's really important to sort of stabilise it. It's been impressive to see them so far this season, sort of sticking it out. And I know a mate of mine who is a Barnsley fan and follows them quite closely says that he's quite surprised they've made the start that they have to be sitting mid-table, which says everything about their summer that they've had in terms of the trials and tribulations of transfers. This game is more important though than just a game of football. Patrick Clyne, who is the owner of Barnsley, is terminally ill with cancer and wrote in a programme notes for their game midweek against Derby that he's on borrowed time at the moment. It's a really sad story. He joined Barnsley in 2003 as part of a consortium with Peter Ramsdale, former Leeds owner, and since then he's been there and he's watched this club grow to the point now where they're quite a stable championship outfit. A really sad and poignant letter that I do suggest you go and read if you haven't already. It reads a few lines from it. He said that people are not shy coming forward and telling me they appreciate my efforts, even if I have fallen short of their aspirations. I received many letters and cards from fans who share their memories with me and best wishes. I'm grateful to all of them. Regarding the season, I think we'll get stronger as it goes on and our team gels. Not unlike the double Wembley season, I do not expect to live to see the ultimate outcome, but I travel in hope. I wish you all a good football season and thank you for your kindness down the years. Really important message is that during the second half of the game, I'm going to get the details up now on screen, there's going to be a minute where Barnsley fans are trying to get everybody to light their torches on the phones or whatever, just to show a bit of appreciation towards somebody that Barnsley fans hold in high regard. And I do request that all Villa fans sort of follow it and actually get involved with that as well, because it's so poignant and so important that we respect this man that's done so much for a club like Barnsley, who are relatively small in comparison to Aston Villa, who we're visiting on Saturday evening.
Villa are going to Oakwell this weekend to play Barnsley. 5:30 kick-off on Saturday the 16th of September, and for some bizarre reason, the last thing we need, Sky have decided that this is a good time to put us on TV again. It isn't a good time. It is actually the day before my birthday, if anyone's interested. So if you want to wish me happy birthday in the comments below, feel free. And hopefully I'll be celebrating with 3 points from Aston Villa. So I feel like I say this every time, but obviously it's a tough game. We've drawn the last couple, although we are unbeaten in 4 or 5, if my memory serves me correctly. 1 win so far in the Championship simply is not good enough. But a good chance to get our away day hoodoo over and done with for this season. Let's try and get our first away win under our belts, because Barnsley is a winnable game, although we do usually tend to make hard work of winnable games, especially away from home. No doubt for me this season that our best player has been Sam Johnston, someone I gave a lot of stick to last season, so I hold my hands up now and say he's had time to settle at the club, and I was wrong. He has comfortably been our best player. Using the One Football app, I've seen that he's made 18 saves from inside the penalty area this season, which is a very, very good record. And he's not just making comfortable saves, he's making saves that he has no right to get to. So Sam Johnston, I take my hat off to you, because as I say, you've comfortably been our best player this season. Returning to Yorkshire this weekend is Conor Hourihane. Obviously he's our top scorer so far in all competitions, so he'll want to prove himself at Barnsley. Obviously it hasn't gone perfectly for him so far. He was a big fish in a little pond at Barnsley. He's come to Villa and struggled to settle in at first, but the signs are there this season that he is capable of making a big impact for us, and he was unlucky not to score against Middlesbrough on Tuesday. Had a couple of chances and didn't get the breaks, to be fair, in those scrambles. So I'm confident that he can actually get on the score sheet for us this weekend. Another player returning to Yorkshire is Robert Snodgrass, and I'm confident that with more game time, as he gets fitter, he'll become a real key player for us, and I expect both of them to line up against Barnsley this weekend. The performance last weekend against Brentford wasn't good enough, nor was the result. And although I thought the performance was better on Tuesday against Middlesbrough, the result once again was very disappointing. So we need to come to Barnsley and get 3 points. We've got a few injury worries going into this game. Neil Taylor and Millie Ednack look like they're going to miss out, and Taylor in particular is a massive blow, particularly as we don't have any left back cover really. It seems like Richie Delat will get the nod at left back, who is a good player. I'm looking forward to seeing him back in the team because I think he can be a key player for us this season. But at the end of the day, he isn't a left back, and it does show that we maybe should have got in a backup to Neil Taylor in the summer when we let Amavi go. Team-wise, I think he'll go for Sam Johnson in goal, El Mohammadi to continue at right back, James Chester, John Terry centre back, and as I said, Richie Delat at left back. I think you'll have a midfield three away from home of Glenn Whelan, Henry Lansbury, who's escaped punishment from his red card on Tuesday, and Conor Hourihane returning to his former team. Right midfield, it'll be Robert Snodgrass, who I've already talked about. Left midfield, it looks like Jonathan Codger is fit to start according to Steve Bruce, so I think he'll come in on the left with Keenan Davis leading the line on his own up front. Hopefully, having Keenan Davis there and Codger on the pitch will lead to us getting a bit higher up. Hopefully, Codger will play a bit close to him, drifting in from the left, because that's what he needs. He needs support. His hold-up play is very good and has been good in every game he's played, but with simply the last few games, unlike the Norwich game, we haven't got close enough to him. We haven't got bodies around him. That's something I'm looking to see us improve on Saturday night. Obviously, having Codger back is a massive boost. He looked sharp when he came on Tuesday, despite probably not being 100% fit. I wouldn't expect him to last 90 minutes, but just having him on the pitch will give the rest of the players and the fans a boost. He really is our key man. We're so reliant on him, which is a little disappointing at this stage, especially when we've got the makings of a good squad on paper and we have got a pretty hefty squad with some good attacking players in, to be fair, but we are still so reliant on him, and him being back will be a massive lift. Remember, if you haven't already joined our Fan Score Prediction League, then you can do. The instructions will be up on the screen thanks to the ever reliable Dan Rolinson right now. Not sure how I'm doing at the moment, but I'm pretty sure I only pick up about 50 points a game, which isn't good enough, so I imagine I'm not doing very well. I'm going to go for 1-1, which again isn't really good enough. We showed good character in the last away game at Bristol City, but I think those two home games will have dented our confidence a little bit. I can see us going behind in this game to Barnsley. I mean, Sam Johnson's done very well to keep 2 clean sheets, as I've mentioned, but I think we will concede in this game. I think we'll go 1-0 down with Adam Hamill scoring the first goal for Barnsley, but I do think we'll come back in the game 1-1, Conor Hourihane scoring against his old team, perhaps from a set piece. Just want to say a thank you to OneFootball for sponsoring us for our match preview shows. It means a lot that we've managed to secure a sponsor, and it is actually a really good app. I've been having a look at it today and there is some really useful information on there, so do make sure you check that out if you haven't already, Villa fans. The podcast was released this morning, Tom, Julian and myself discussing all things Aston Villa, as we usually do on the weekly basis, so if you haven't checked that out, do go back and look through our videos and have a gander at that.
Strongly disagreed with a couple of guys who you had on the fan cams who said Lansbury red card, never a red card, absolute rubbish. And I was like, I wrote that down. I was like, a couple of gents, opinion, fine. And then I see Dan Bardell come on the fan cam and go, never a red card, never a red card. It was a dreadful challenge. It was like on FIFA when your mate's through and you just wipe him. I thought it was so unprofessional.
Why has it been rescinded then?
You may have missed it also, but on our website, I've done a write-up of the FCG, the Fans Consultation Group, that was done prior to the Middlesbrough game on Tuesday. Some really useful information in there, Villa fans. We met with Keith Wyness, Luke Organ and other personnel at Villa Park on Tuesday, and some of the supporters groups were there as well, seeing what they had to say. So yeah, that write-up's well worth checking out because there's some useful and interesting information on there. If you could give this video a like if you have enjoyed it, then that would be absolutely fantastic. If you're not already a subscriber to the channel, then do make sure you do that with your post notifications on, so you get all our videos first and know about them before anyone else does. We can't thank you enough for all the support you give us. It really means the world to all three of us, and Tom Julian in the podcast as well. I know he enjoys all the positive feedback he's been getting, and to be fair to him, he has done a good job, which pains me to say. Stick with the channel, stick with the Villa, up the Villa.
If you enjoyed that video, why not watch another? Click the video choices on screen now to go and watch them in full. Be sure to subscribe to the channel by clicking our logo there on the left. Easy peasy.